Discover the fastest way to unlock your business credit with your Paydex score. It's not just about knowing what the numbers are, it's about understanding what they mean and how to quickly boost them to unlock the business credit that you truly deserve and the financing that your small business needs. Let me show you how to understand your Paydex score, how to boost it to an 80 or higher fast, and get the business credit that you truly deserve. Are you ready to unlock your success? Let's dive in, guys. I've been so excited to make this video because so many of you have been accessing my channel to discover how to boost your credit score and fast, right? Reach those numbers of 80 or higher so that you can unlock unbelievable amounts of capital for your small business. Most of us believe that when we're out there starting our small business or out there seeking financing for our small business, that we need to leverage our own personal credit, right? We start to max out the credit cards or take out the additional lines against the house or any assets that we may have, truly affecting our own personal credit scores and truly affecting our own personal credit utilizations. Remember, everything inside of our personal credit affects our debt to income ratio. So if our income doesn't necessarily go up and our debt continues to climb, that ratio gets a lot tighter and tighter, and therefore limiting the amount of money that we could actually access for our small business. And the leverage is actually going in the opposite direction. I want to show you how to leverage your business credit here so that you could take your business and propel it forward without having to leverage your personal credit. Get yourself onto the Paydex scores, start leveraging business credit specifically, and get out of worrying about what is actually going on your own personal credit scores. And if you guys stay with me through this video, I'm going to introduce you to a lending partner of mine who could actually access lines of credit for your particular business without having to necessarily worry about your Paydex score or affect your own personal credit scores. I'm going to show you the lender that could get this done by accessing through their marketplace, but a little bit more on them later. Because I truly want to dive into this subject about the Paydex scores and the fastest way that you could boost yourself and propel yourself forward. Now, the 80 Paydex score is a goal that you need to put on your whiteboard. I've said this in previous videos. You can check out a video right here, but I want you to go ahead and put an 80 Paydex score on your whiteboard as a goal of what you're trying to achieve. And you want to get to that goal as fast as possible. Many of you are accessing this video today because you don't even know, you may have never even heard what the Paydex score is. And you might be just now starting to realize that that Paydex score can truly help you gain access to financing that your business has never seen before without having to leverage your own personal credit, okay? So achieving an 80 Paydex score typically means that you are consistently paying your business bills on time and creating a good history inside of the Dun & Bradstreet record for that particular Paydex score. Now, who exactly is Dun & Bradstreet? Dun & Bradstreet actually developed the Paydex score, often referred to as the D&B number. The D&B Paydex score can be referred to in different ways, but it's a leading provider of business credit information. The 80 Paydex score indicates that you have good history with a track record of paying your bills on time. The scores range from 0 to 100, which means that your bills being paid consistently on time through different levels of thresholds, which are determined between you and the particular vendor at which you're accessing that line of credit from. I almost imagine it like this, okay? When you go out and you get a personal credit card, you're accessing, say, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, right? Well, think about this more, that you can actually access those similar credit cards as business credit cards. But when you first start out, you're actually going to start out with just vendor trade lines. Think about the Macy's card where you can only purchase items at Macy's, or think about the Walmart card where you can only purchase items at Walmart or Sam's Club, right, under the same brand. It's very specific to that you're out there developing terms with certain suppliers that send in supplies into your business. And then they, in turn, report that information that you have good payment history into Dun & Bradstreet. And it all comes down to the terms of which you've two agreed upon. Now, typically the terms are 30 days that you have to pay them. You would imagine that you would purchase supplies, turn those supplies, sell those supplies within 30 days so as you could then pay your debts back, right? Now, you can extend those terms. You could get them out to 45 days, 60 days, or even 90 days. I've actually personally had to negotiate 90-day terms for some of the aerospace companies that I worked for because they don't turn material very quickly, right? So depending on what your business needs are, you can have a negotiation with whatever particular vendor it is that is supplying you that line of credit. and then pay your bills on time and have it report into Dun and Bradstreet. It is really that simple. Now, I want to break into exactly the levels that you will see inside of your Paydex score, right? Because some people would say, why is 80 the magic number? What happens if I have a 60? Remember, it ranges from 0 to a 100. What happens if I have a 50, right? Well, the score looks like this. From 0 to 45, a score in this range is considered poor, okay? And it suggests that your business is having frequent late payments, a history of frequent late payments that's negatively affecting your credit events. A 50 to a 79 is a score which is considered to be fair. That indicates that your business has a mix of both paying on time and not paying on time. And an 80 to an 89, this is where you get into the better ranges. This score indicates that you have good history of paying your bills on time. And then if you get into a 90 to a 100, this score indicates that you have excellent and suggests that you're paying your outstanding credit on time, but actually early, okay? I love referring to a chart that I've discovered here for the Paydex score. Between the numbers of 1 and 19, this means that you're over 120 days past your payment terms. Anything between 20 and 49 starts to dial down between 120 days, 90 days, and 60 days, okay? Once you get over that limit and you get into the payment that comes just beyond 30 days, you're going to get into the yellow zone, where you're going to start to see fair credit. A 50 score if you're 30 days, 22 days beyond a 60, and then 70 days beyond a 15. Anything over that, once you hit 80, you're paying on time. Now, if you want to boost your score and get there much faster, pay sooner than 30 days. If you start paying 20 days sooner, you can elevate your score to a 90. If you start paying before 30 days, maybe you just place the order and the very next day or the same day, you pay for that order, pay for that invoice. You can actually boost and get yourself to a 100 much faster. Now, this is a little secret trick, right? And it always comes down to the terms and the agreements that you have with the particular line of credit that you're out there leveraging. Make sure you ask the question, do you report into Dun & Bradstreet? You want to know that they're actually reporting into Dun & Bradstreet, and then ask them, hey, how often do you actually report? Do you report every 30 days, every 60 days, every 90 days? These questions are very important because when you're out there trying to determine if you are trying to boost your score to an 80 as fast as possible, naturally the companies that report in regularly every 30 days are going to help you boost and get there much faster. So if you find vendors that will boost you in there within 30 days, pay it before the 30 days is due so that you get that positive reflection on your accounts as fast as possible, right? That's the key here. That's the biggest secret that everybody has to know, is you just simply have to ask the vendor when they report in and pay that before they report it in. I know it's a crazy secret, right? Now, once you start to understand and learn more information about your particular vendors and their reporting techniques, you will now start to want to track and monitor that information. You could use sites like NAV or Dun & Bradstreet themselves. You could check your Paydex score right on the DNB website or by going through a company like NAV. You could find them linked in the description and check them out as well. They actually have a NAV Boost process that will actually help you elevate to your Paydex score much more swiftly and much more quickly to get that 80 as fast as possible. Now, the amount of time that it takes to get to that 80 Paydex score has all of those factors that I just talked about, payment history and all the leverage of credit that you're actually trying to access. Now, if you are consistently paying your bills on time, everything should run pretty smoothly. But if you do find that you are seeing late payment history, it will take some time to correct that information, because anything that negatively reflects your Paydex score will take a bit of time to have consistent repeat payments that are made on time in order to overwrite and overcompensate for the fact that you had negatives show up on your credit history. So only leverage what your business can actually pay for and afford is another major secret here in this overall process. Now, I want to introduce you guys to a partner of mine, because we're talking a lot about Paydex scores, and we're talking about the fact that in some cases it could take you a couple months here before you can actually start to leverage your Paydex score, but you can actually leverage business credit today if you go to the right places. I want to introduce you guys to National Business Capital. It's a partner of mine. Let's check them out here for a moment. National Business Capital is the best small business loans to get funded today. Grow your business and overcome any challenges is what they like to say, and give your business a boost Take your business to the next level, solve any cash flow problems that you might be having, fast, easy, and simple. And you could leverage credit anywhere from $25,000 up to $10 million in small business loan. It's one simple and fast application process. And I like to say that it's one simple and fast application process because you apply with them one time. They evaluate your information and then they send it off to their lender marketplace. They work with 75 plus lenders and they know all of the ins and outs of what those particular lenders are willing to give you based on your business needs. They'll have a personal phone call with you where they'll onboard and go over all of your information to understand exactly what it is that you're trying to access so that they could then pass that information through to the right lenders and bring back multiple offers to you, right? It's pretty amazing. So they deliver back multiple offers, larger amounts, lower rates, longer terms, no minimum credit score, no real estate collateral needed. You could cover any expenses that you have, including working capital, updating equipment, adding locations, purchase more inventory, cover payroll, hire employees. They also help with construction, e-commerce, wholesale distributors, transportation, medical, and much, much more. Check out National Business Capital today. I have a link for them in the description. You can start accessing business capital that you need right now for your small business. They can best serve you if you've been in business a minimum of 6 months. It's better if you've been in there for at least a year and have an established business earning $10,000 minimum per month. And they will elevate your experience here, leveraging credit that you never even knew was available. Check them out right now in the description. And let's get back to our Paydex scores. Now, most of us don't even realize the steps it takes in order for us to access and start to leverage what the Dun & Bradstreet number is. You actually have to go through a process of setting up your business and setting it up appropriately in order to be able to leverage business credit, okay? The steps that you need to take, you have to register your business inside of your state or inside of a state that you desire. That could be an LLC, that could be a C Corp, S Corp. I'm not a financial advisor, so you're going to have to make that decision with your accountant or your legal team. Get yourself a tax ID number. This is your EIN, Employee Identification Number. This is so that you could tell the IRS that you are, in fact, a business entity and that you're going to start leveraging debt against these particular numbers. Apply for a business bank account. Very important to open and establish a business bank account. Once you have all these things done, now is where you start to access and establish trade lines. Think about everybody that's inside your supply chain, but think about them in a way that you want to know first if they actually report into Dun & Bradstreet. So evaluate the things that you need, the supplies that you need inside your business, and start purchasing on credit from those particular lenders, from those particular vendors, and start to access lines of credit that come from those vendors. Once you've established some history here, you can then start to apply for business credit cards. This is where you get into your gas cards before you could get into your Amex cards, and then finally start to monitor your credit to see where it's elevated to. Watch and track it go from that zero non-existence. If you start making payments on time, you'll get to an 80 much faster than anybody else if you follow those simple steps and techniques to know exactly when the reporting happens and pay in advance of that reporting to get yourself into the system as fast as possible. Remember, you can monitor this regularly using accessing Dun & Bradstreet, or check out NAV found in the description. And before you guys leave today, don't forget to sign up for my email list found in the description, where I'll send you all kinds of great information around business lines of credit, Paydex scores. I'm even doing a whole series on how to boost and elevate your business using AI technology, okay? Super advanced skills. Get on the cutting edge of these skills so that you could take your business to the next level and not be left in the dust. Check out all that information in the description. And of course, if you always want to grab a one-on-one consultation with me, you can find my calendar in the description, or grab my new ebook. Just help pay for the cost of shipping and handling if you'd like the hard copy. All found in the description. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.